So right here, he wants to get him to retaliate right there with that quick combo. He's going for really insane strats right here. He's going for what I was doing basically in the run, which is aerial dodging all of his lunges to get learns. It's really insane because he has to constantly be doing it. He also needs specific visual and audio cues.
If you take a look at that health bar in the top right, you'll notice all the data versions of these bosses are much harder than the regular versions of them. Zaldin has a lot more health than he does in the story fight.
Okay, he got 9 learns off of that one. He needs some learns. He can sandbag some of them, but he needs like as many as he can get.
Also, if you could see Biz's controller right now, he is mashing as furiously as possible. That's going to happen a lot throughout this run. It's an intense run that basically never lets up, so.
I think I should be good for him to retaliate on the last one.
Yeah.
If not, oh well. Alright, sweet.
Alright, so now he's retaliating. He's collecting learns from this. As you can see, it's a lot faster. He wants to go into final form to perform a really, really cool combo right here.
This final form combo he's about to use is actually incredibly difficult to pull off.
What he wants to do is he wants to start combos and then reset them. It almost creates a sort of infinite combo, if you think about it. And he got up fast enough. Very good.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, so if I mess that up, then the RNG gets screwed up and the fight's really slow, so I'm glad that one at least went well. Now Bloody's going to be doing the next 3 fights?
Yes.
Do we have the notes?
I can... I got this.
Okay, I think we can wing this.
Okay, here we go. I'm probably going to room save, but let's see here.
Definitely.
Yeah, so room saving is basically just... Oh, I also...
Customize,
Yeah. Thank you for reminding. All right.
Also, Biz, did you describe what kind of the restrictions are of a level 1 run? What kind of the rules
No, I did not. Because you can like farm stat boost, we did have to say, you can't use power, magic, or defense boost because you can farm them infinitely on these guys and boost to like level 99 stats. So it's like, it would be a little bit less exciting, I think, if you were doing level 99 damage because it's pretty like consistent to avoid most attacks. So even though you can die in one hit, like we can avoid a lot. Alright, so this fight is pretty terrifying with the way we do it. We can also skip the desperation move in this version of the fight as well, so that's what Bloody's going to try to do. And Xigbar has a very hard time, as well as most bosses, breaking out of final form. We can kind of just keep it going for a while if it's done properly. This is going to be a little bit tricky because of the height. But all that matters is getting the damage in now. It doesn't really matter.
Also, as terrifying as this fight is in the story, in this fight he shoots his bullets even faster.
The magnets there are definitely staggering him long enough.
And he doesn't spend any time reloading, so it's even more difficult.
So 2 rounds of reflecting bullets basically staggers Xigbar. He does not reload in this fight at all. That's why this fight's so much more difficult.
Come on, there we go.
So basically we're going to knock him out of this transition right now. And now we just have to bring him to his HP barrier before he desperation moves so we can set up for the DM skip.
A lot of these bosses have their strats centered around skipping their DM. DMs are usually time wasters and very hard to dodge.
All right, let's go for the insane strats.
Yep. This is a really sketchy strat because if final form whiffs at all, he can go right into his desperation move.
It also just looks incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is such a cool strat. It's so much better than the old one we had, which is basically spam reflect, which took forever.
Yes!
Nice. All 13 of these fights can be very terrifying, very challenging. That is, I think, agreed by both of you, one of the worst.
I think it's
Even
top three
even
worst.
casually, yeah, that's pretty insane.
It's a really poorly designed fight because he can't react to everything. It's just random when he shoots, when he teleports, stuff like that. All right, he's doing Luxord next, and we all hate this one too. It's you have to spam a minigame, and we didn't do it in the any percent because it's slower, but in this it does a lot of time damage to Luxord.
So your reaction timing has to be on because if you look in the bottom left at how fast the circle is moving, it is
Yeah.
unreal.
And it has like random slowdowns too. You have to be careful about. It's really tough to perfect this fight.
Yeah, a lot. All of the mini games
Off to a
are
great
much
start.
faster. All the mini games move much faster than they do in the story version, so it's much harder to actually time landing on the circle.
Fortunately, the cards do not one-shot you.
Okay.
So that's how important it is to make sure we get that mini game every time so that we don't have to dodge around and potentially die.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Too much revenge value.
Interesting.
Okay.
So right there, he broke out of the loop because of an aerial dive that was used by Bloody, just due to the nature of this stage and how it has that slanted area at the front. That kind of goes to show how specific revenge value is. Just because he used an aerial attack instead of a ground attack, it messed with everything.
So ideally, a good fight would be him spamming the minigame the whole time, which he's not really doing, but this is also safer than doing the minigame. It's just a little slower. And we usually reset to this fight a lot because messing up that minigame once is a good loss of like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, and unless I'm mistaken, Bloody will actually not be skipping the final minigame, Luxord's DM, and in this, you actually can at level 1, it was discovered,
It's
but
slower.
it is slower than actually completing the DM, even though he's invincible during most of it.
All right.
The trick is all of that time left on Luxord's time gauge will completely disappear if he successfully completes the final minigame.
Yeah, so one thing of note is they added an extra attack at the end of his desperation move before he does the minigame. So you do have to watch out for that, which is that attack. And the minigame goes a little bit faster now, so it's
Watch
tough.
how fast. He's actually pause buffering there because
I have to get
it's
the timing
such a
down.
small frame window to get that last circle. Very nicely done.
Who's next?
I'm taking
Roxas,
Roxas.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. It was a real sloppy fight, but I'll take it.
Yeah. We kind of routed this out earlier to be a
Yeah.
little bit different than our normal route, so we don't have to switch back and forth constantly.
This strat, well, this strat here was discovered kind of in practice room, like right before the run. I'm going to be going for it the first time. If I fail, then I'll just kind of go for the safer stuff, but here we go.
Shoutouts to me for telling
Yeah,
him to
this
do this.
strat is probably one of the coolest strats in all of Data Org, if not the coolest.
That flash step right there, which is similar to sliding dash, parries his opening move and is ridiculously risky to go for. And he's going to do it a lot.
Oh God.
It's really scary parrying these attacks with a flash step.
It's about a 1 to 2 second time saver each time. And it looks awesome.
So after a few cycles, he's going to do a dual stance if we don't do anything else, and we actually want that because then we steal his Keyblades, which is right now. It was in the worst place, but he got it.
So these pause buffers that you see are usually because the timing on the command menu selecting the right one is very, very tight. Also, this game in general has really great music. We completely glossed over it during the run because there's so much going on, but this fight in particular just sounds amazing.
Yeah, this strat is really awesome though because it's a lot of like, we have to manipulate the revenge values, so we can't do like extra hits or anything, or it'll get screwed up. So basically we have his Keyblade, so every time we attack, they kind of swing around and hit Roxas too, giving him a lot of stagger.
Don't worry, that hit happens. He's used to it.
That was incredible.
I know that's Bloody's favorite fight. It's mine as well.
I have
think that might
way
be
too much
Biz's-
fun with that fight.
I think
This
that might
fight-
be Biz's least favorite fight.
It used to be my least, but the strat now is really consistent. It used to be a super random fight, and it was first on our list.
So again, I just want to ask the question one more time, that because I'm sure a lot of people are still asking in chat. Maybe they came in later. Why are we using Decisive Pumpkin? Are we not allowed to use Ultima Weapon? What's the deal there?
Decisive Pumpkin has 6 strength and the ability Combo Boost, which enhances the power of ground combo finishers. So though other Keyblades might have slightly better stats, like namely Fenrir has 1 better stat, it has worse abilities than Decisive Pumpkin, which overall leads to Decisive Pumpkin actually having the best damage output for ground combos specifically. So most of the time we're going to be using ground combos on these guys. We actually use quite a variety of Keyblades here, like for example Axel. We use the Keyblade that we got from Atlantica because it has Blizzard Boost.
Come here, I'll make it all stop.
Yeah, and to go again into just how much preparation goes into a file for this, let alone learning the strats. You have to beat the game with all worlds and beat all of the optional bosses, basically. All at level 1 on critical mode. In order to just begin to get a file for this, you then have to do a lot of grinding for Mega Elixirs, and Ribbons to keep you safe.
This fight is pretty self-explanatory. Blizzard just kind of wrecks him. Doesn't need to be specific about how he does it, though.
Yeah, that last Blizzard before the RC there was purposely not a finisher. It was used to manipulate him to actually use an RC instead of using his DM because he hit near the barrier for his DM. And then at the end of the fight here, he uses another, the second half of that RC because you have to beat him with the ground return to normal. Very nicely done.
Yeah, that fight's really consistent. It's just scary because the Fire Floor bringing you to 1 HP is terrifying the whole time.
If you make a mistake, then you're dead.
Yeah, and we have to get rid of the Fire Floor to kill him too.
Welcome to critical mode.
And to kind of bounce off of what J Hobbs was just talking about, how it takes so many, like it's probably going to take you well over 20
DP,
hours
right?
to actually make a level 1
DP
data org
and
file
any combo
just to do
pluses?
this.
No, you're fine.
All of these 3
And
runners
comment
that you
songs,
just
you're good.
watched,
Okay.
they all have really good YouTube series that, you know, or have a lot of strat videos. And Biscuit actually has one that helps you find out how to synth grind the fastest and how to actually do level 1 data org fastest. So definitely go follow all their YouTube channels as well.
This fight's pretty scary.
Alright, so Vexen is insanely weak to fire, so we go Final Form and we just fire rocket the heck out of him. He wants to stop at a specific point in his health because right at that specific point in his health, oh my god.
That was a bit risky.
So if he didn't use Comet right there, Donald's limit, he would have been one shot.
Yeah,
and
well,
there is basically no
He would
one.
have gotten destroyed by the gigantic ice barrage right there, so he
Yeah.
wanted to be incredibly safe.
To also kind of explain the basic mechanics of this fight, that data bar you're seeing in the top left, while the targeting circle is underneath Sora, that data bar will continue to increase, and after it's hit at least 1 bar, Vexen will actually summon Anti-Sora to come and attack you. Anti-Sora hurts a lot, so we decide not to ever let him summon him in this fight.
So you saw he didn't bother skipping Vexen's DM. There's a strat to do that, but it doesn't actually turn out to be faster. So
It's just really, really wonky, and it's faster to just go through it and deal with it.
Alright, so now Bloody's playing again for the next 2 or 3, 2.
Let's see.
I'd also like to point out that I think the first run of this is estimated at being around 2 hours. I think it was around an hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
This category is now down to 30 minutes. That's how much work has been done, put into an arbitrary category that was just kind of invented on the fly.
Yeah, this won't be like a 30-minute run because we were like switching off menus and such.
Yeah.
Like we're doing this kind of on the fly.
It's come down to very optimized menus, knowing exactly which order you're going to be doing the bosses in order to reduce the number of menus you do. We didn't talk about that much during the run, but menus take time, obviously, and are often reduced to be as infrequent as possible.
Okay, so Larxine's a lot of people's most hated probably data org fight, but we have a really cool strat that if it works, it's really
If
easy
it
way
works,
to
she is
destroy.
actually the fastest fight out of all 13.
Yeah,
Rest in peace, Robin Williams.
and there's not really much RNG to it either.
Final Genie is crazy, you'll see.
And since there's 2 clones out, we're hitting her with double damage and hitting a revenge value, so it's retaliating every time we hit them with a finisher, which is dealing insane damage. And he pause buffer there to get final off in time.
What you're seeing here and is used throughout several of the fights where the runners will actually... Nice job. The runners will actually use
Yes.
1 or 2 of the final form Faraga combo, regular combo attacks, not using the Faraga finisher. Because of that, they can actually keep these bosses looped. It does something weird with the revenge value. I'm not sure we even 100% understand it, but...
Final form Faraga, if you don't do the finisher, should not add revenge value to bosses. That's how we're able to like stagger them for a while. The Keyblades have to smack them while spinning around though, or else it will add revenge value if the fire's the last thing that hits them. So Psyx is another pretty interesting fight with the way we do it. We pretty much get them stuck like near a corner, and if the strat goes wrong, we're just gonna Peter Pan it. But if not, the way Bloody's doing it is gonna be faster, and it's more standard revenge value abuse, making them attack you. This strat is very mash intensive. He has to do 2 blizzards, a reflect, and mash out a slap shot into explosion really fast, or else it won't work.
Also, that's something to point out. I believe Combo Master comes into big play here. Reflect normally, if you want to do the damage, you actually have to wait for it to take effect. When you have Combo Master added, which allows you to continue combos even if you don't land certain attacks, it means that you can get that slap shot off and let the Reflect finishers, or Reflect still do damage, which allows half of these strats, but especially this one, to even work.
Yeah, without Combo Master, Reflect will end the combo unless Reflect is a finisher. So that's why you can be able to continue his combo after the Reflect.
Very nice
Right there,
adjustment
he had to react to the blizzard, the first blizzard not making him retaliate, so that was a really solid part. Combo pluses, that's it.
What are you doing next? Lexus, yeah. Combo pluses and config customize.
Yeah, the fact that they're doing these also with no notes is actually very impressive.
We wrote some out, but they're in my backpack somewhere, so we're kind of running this by memory.
We've run it enough where we know generally what each fight takes.
Yeah.
The trick is they are doing some of these bosses out of the normal order that they would, and these bosses are, you know, it's possible to do them in any order that you prefer, with the exception of Zaldin wanting to be your first one due to the RNG manipulation. So these runners usually probably have different routes in which they do these bosses, and to be able to kind of do these customized menus as well as these altered menus on the fly is very impressive.
That's the amazing thing, is that you can do this route in any order that you want. There's really nothing holding you
Yeah, we don't
back.
have a rule against the order you do them. All of us do Final Zemnis last because it just feels right, basically.
Waiting for that one guy to
Yeah.
just do it like seconds.
Oh, just wait.
Rory actually did Final Zemnis first.
That is amazing. All right, so right here, what Biz is searching for is the ground retaliation from Lexaeus, where he will do a rock combo of 3 rocks. So he'll throw out the slide dash and then the slap shot, and then reflect the first 2 parts, and he'll get just enough time to get in the third. The two individual finishers actually have their own like damage that come out. He messed up a little bit here. Okay. Now what's amazing is he might actually be able to get off this DM skip.
Or it will get me killed, one of the two. Okay. I'm gonna be safe. So now he's gonna DM me.
Yeah.
So you get to see this.
This DM is pretty ridiculous. He literally throws the earth from under you to attack
Something to
you.
note is as his power number goes up, his attacks get more and more aggressive and stronger, and the rocks come out, bigger.
Yeah, you actually can get one shot by a lot of Lexus's moves at the end.
Guard break, right?
Guard break, that's it.
Yeah, another thing to note, kind of one of the subtleties of that fight, is when he's using the two reflect finishers in the beginning of the loop, he actually has to delay them. So he has to do two attacks, two uses of circle that are based on a very specific position, and then delay his reflect finishers, but still make sure they're a part of the combo. Doing that delay is ridiculous because you feel awful. You feel like you're not going to keep it as part of the combo, or you're not going to end
I
up
botched
reflecting
it
it.
because I assumed you would attack maybe a little faster.
Also, just to note the little gimmick of this fight, that little number above his head stands for what level you're at. If he hits you once, you die.
Yeah.
So if you're at level 99, you can take 99 hits.
The number is a doom counter. It represents your level, and it represents
I don't have a combo plus.
how many hits you have left before you die by the by his scythe. So if he hits you with the scythe, then you will lose that many. If he hits you with the scythe, then you will lose numbers from your the number from the top of your head.
So I forgot the combo pluses.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
there's-
gonna have to do this.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There's a very small frame
Slower
window
strat.
when Marluxia teleports to
That's
the
my
middle of
bad.
the stage there, where you can actually stagger him and skip one of his most deadly attacks, where he summons
You can
three
still get off the free
pools
reflex if you
and
want to.
attacks you at the same time.
I don't trust myself.
Actually,
fair
using
enough.
fire, normally we use to hit over multiple frames. You can also
This will make
use
it probably
reflex and carry on that first one into 3 reflex and use that damage. Or you can also do what Biz did the first time, which was use a slap shot, which is insane to use
Alright, last
because
song.
it does not hit over a
Ah,
very
he's
long
not- no,
period
he's
of
not gonna
time.
DM, right?
So it
No,
takes
not yet.
very precision timing. And he just did it again. It's unbelievable, the timing of
Yeah,
that slap shot.
I'm not believing it myself.
I'm
trust
pretty
me.
sure Biz is one of the only people that ever goes for it, and I mean, he doesn't even go for it most of the time because he's using the reflex.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is sketchy.
If you go for the extra hits, you might
Yeah.
make it.
Now, when you see R's get ended there, and then Biz is actually using another attack before using a new R's, that's because if you go straight into another R's, you will not continue to stagger him.
Very impressive.
Good job.
fight there.
Combo pluses. Don't
Nice,
forget.
nice
Excellent
improv.
job.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I did not want to have to do that fight on the fly, but still got DM skip, I guess.
Yeah, there are actually about 3 or 4 different strats for that fight, based on whether you want to use combo pluses or not. But I know
See here.
both of these runners are used to using the combo plus strat, which abuses combo master. To be able to adapt quickly on the fly there is really impressive, and kind of shows the experience Biz has with this category, since that the 2 combo plus strat didn't always exist.
Marluxia's my favorite fight, so I know like a ton about it. So like I was prepared to deal with whatever happened.
Okay. Room safe here to save all of the menu changes that I did. That's why That's why we keep moving back and forth between this room.
Yeah, so Bloody is doing Zex and Demi next.
We're gonna be burning these guys to death.
Getting
Especially-
deathless to this point in a marathon run is pretty not too bad.
You're gonna jinx me. That's why.
Hopefully not in this
I'm
fight of all
joking.
fights. This fight, normally Zex is supposed to bring you into book rule, but we have a strat to skip that if it doesn't go wrong. And we sent the party members to Relentless Attack, and when good old Gaffy uses Tornado, it actually does not add revenge value if you attack them while he's attacking. So you're going to see that in a second. So right here, well, eventually he'll use it. There we go. So now he's not getting any revenge value while he's doing Tornado.
So I can go ham.
Yeah, you can go ham with fires. And then he's going to go into final form when he gets 5 bars and then just wreck them. You wouldn't be able to do this with the double final form strat without setting them to Relentless Attack, so that's crucial.
Believe it or not, there is an entire universe that we just skipped through that fight.
Yeah, there's an entire another
A lot
half
of people
that
have
stage.
trouble with this fight casually because Book World is completely random and terrifying.
Who doesn't love Book World?
I believe about 9 or so different moves out of the 10 that Zexion has are in Book World. So
This fight is probably the one
ridiculous.
that I'm most concerned about. It's really volatile, like trying to keep this guy from attacking in the first place when he can just break out and destroy you instantly.
Yeah, so unlike the regular version of this fight, we have to go through multiple waves of clones. So that was the first wave. There's 3 more to go through. So the best way to dispose of them is what we're doing. This wouldn't change at a higher level. We would still be using Wisdom Form.
Now, you can't just hit these guys to activate Wild Dance. The clones actually have a little bit different properties, and they're a lot more resilient. You actually have to use Blizzaga in order to activate that if you want it.
Yeah.
But the best way to just kill them instantly is by just using Firaga with Wisdom. Wisdom is way more efficient.
Yeah. We don't have second chance in once more, so if the clones did attack us, we would die. So we have to be very careful not to accidentally throw out a wrong spell or attack them physically. Fire is the only thing we really want to do to them.
yeah, Wisdom Form actually allows you to keep moving while using that fire. It does that kind of little bit of a dash attack to it. That's one of the reasons they use that in this fight, so you can quickly get around and hit as many clones as possible. And again, we see the use of Goofy Tornado here to be able to continue using fire full combos instead of just one hit.
So Goofy Tornado allows me to do this.
Careful of the wall. Yeah, same thing as Zex. We basically are just wrecking them. And something interesting about Wisdom Form is the first Firaga of it adds revenge value, but they can't retaliate for some reason. It's just the weird knockback it has.
There we go.
So this fight also kind of relies on Goofy a little bit. You want him to use 1 to 2, maybe 3 if you're incredibly lucky, elixirs during this fight. Goofy is incredibly random. There he just used 1, so that's really nice. But if he doesn't use any, you could potentially run out of all of your Mega Elixirs because you can only stock so many. I believe it's 8. Is it 8? 9, I don't know. But you can only stock so many Mega Elixirs, and you have to use all of them in this fight.
Yeah, he's really good on Mega Elixirs. There's no way he can run out.
Yeah.
So 99 clones in 30 seconds. Here we go.
Yeah, a lot of people also have trouble with this, but Wisdom Form Firaga is the best way to deal with it. Especially as he's in the corner.
You can't kill Demix until you do this minigame.
Yeah. This is one of the only, I believe, 2 DMs you can't skip at all.
Yeah, you can get him to 1 HP and keep hitting him and keep looping him, and it will not matter whatsoever until you do that final minigame.
Alright, no combo. We already have combo pluses on.
Decisive Pumpkin.
Decisive Pumpkin, that's it?
And Highest Ribbon.
Oh, Highest Ribbon, okay. I would have forgotten that. Alright, so we're down to the last set of 2 fights, which is technically 1, which is Xemnas.
Xemnas has 2 forms. A lot of us dread this fight simply because if you lose 2 final Xemnas, then you have to start from the very beginning with Xemnas 1. So it's not necessarily that the fight is insanely difficult, it's just that he can one-shot you, for sure, if you mess up, and if you die, then it's just a disgusting amount of time loss.
Close enough.
That's fine.
Yeah, and Xemnas 1 has a pretty consistent strat, but part of that strat actually involves you most likely getting hit, so it's still an incredibly scary fight.
Yeah,
That's why he wants
Final
all the
Xemnas
ribbons he
is
wants.
Terrifying. Don't be surprised if I die to it. There's a couple cheap things that can happen in there, so I'm gonna try to play it safe as I can though.
So to
There
note
you
the
go.
basic combo he's going to be using here, he's going to be reflecting Xemnas' attack using a slap shot to carry his combo, which will allow the first reflect to deal damage, reflecting again, carrying the combo, and using another slap shot, and then following that up with the guard break finisher. So this is a really intense kind of loop, alternating between a spell, an attack, and a spell, and an attack. And if everything goes well, that actually deals a lot more damage than if he just comboed him normally. Getting hit there is what normally happens, and he uses Trinity in order to make sure that he stays safe throughout the second half of the DM. It is unfortunate that Xemnas decided to use 2 DMs so quickly, though.
Being a little safe there.
All right, so once you hit right around 5 bars.
Hopefully there, yeah.
Yeah, it was like right on the fringe.
Yeah.
You can
I was
never be
pretty
too
confident
careful.
on that one.
So even though Xemnas had 5 bars of health left, he is going to get down to 1 HP from this move.
Yeah.
That's why we don't skip it.
If you nail him with finish, then it just instantly puts him at 1 HP.
I'm really glad we have to do this RC in both runs. Yeah, that was the first half. We still have to get through Final Xemnas, and he does have a way to kill me in probably 1 hit if he wants to.
Yeah, believe that or not, that was the easy half.
Oh yeah, that was the easy fight. Do you have Riku's ability?
Took all that off.
Okay. Should be good.
And he's on Sora attack too.
Okay.
So this fight is actually revolves around RNG more or less. There are 2 attacks that Xemnas can use here at the beginning, or during this beginning phase, rather. That is a very precisely timed dodge roll. You actually gain invincibility frames during dodge roll like that, and if he uses that vine, you actually will get 1 shot, I believe, if you don't time the dodge roll properly. Combo Master again lets him use Reflect here into a sliding dash to carry the Reflect damage towards where Xemnas is instead of where he summons those orbs. He also has to make sure that he keeps his positioning so that he does not knock Xemnas out of bounds, or he can't continue the loop. So this is a very technical fight. This is really nice. I believe you want the orbs over the vine.
No way.
It's fine, it's fine.
I know. It was just looking so amazing.
Thanks to the ribbon, I don't take a lot of damage there.
Yeah, some of these hits are actually intentional. He can get lucky and parry them, but he wants the reflect damage to land on Xemnas. So instead of continuing his reflect combo and parrying all of the lasers, he's actually going to intentionally get hit or get lucky and parry, but still make sure that he lands the reflect damage onto Xemnas. Also, only one of those 2 versions of Xemnas takes damage.
That was amazing.
Yeah, so
I
assuming,
didn't expect this, dude.
assuming
Great.
Booz doesn't drop his controller, this will have been a deathless Data Org run, which is
Yeah, Riku fortunately is almost full on HP. I was a bit worried.
Now,
Do we want to?
I think
we have like a little bit of extra. Do you want to show, maybe have Spike do a fight and show like how tough these really are?
I think we need to go with
'Cause we
some
didn't
Infinity
die.
Finish.
No,
here, by
that's
the way,
that's
though.
true. If
What
I don't
fight
know,
do you wanna
dude. What do
do?
you want to do? Sure. Okay. All right.
All right.
We'll sacrifice Spike.
All right. So time once again is coming up after this final kill.
Are you going to do Infinity Finish? You have 9 drag?
Okay. I'll do the swag finish.
Yes.
So you're doing the swag.
I
finish.
have to. Both runs, man.
Yeah, dude. This is pretty crazy.
You guys did great.
1 death across 2 runs that are littered with deaths.
I
by
literally
any
did the
normal person.
worst out of all of us. I feel terrible.
You probably had overall the best fights though. Alright, let me not instinctively use session here. So whenever we are not like on some record attempt, we usually end the fight with a little bit of, not that, a little bit of
flair.
swag, hopefully.
Infinity!
Time.
Time.
Wow.
You want to do a fight? So I guess before we leave, we're just gonna have Spike do one fight.
Just to show how
Yeah.
tough it was, since
We would have done
kinda-
this at the beginning, but we had to do RNG manipulation on Zaldin.
Sure, I'll do Roxas. Yeah, I didn't
Rock,
matter.
I think
do you have
Spike's
Rumble
gonna
on,
do
by the way?
Roxas.
I was him off.
Okay, off. And
Don't forget to do the customize. Just give
let's
him a fighting
customize
chance.
whatever you want.
Yes.
One kind of thing we didn't get to touch on, just while we got a moment, they're kind of figuring this out. The where all of these super bosses are is actually at the end of a very tough series of rooms called the Cavern of Remembrance. There's also another category, because this game is so long, you know, some of these arbitrary categories that are shorter have come out and have gotten a lot of optimization in them. There's something called the Cavern of Remembrance, which RTA, which is also at level 1 and does
Maybe
not allow
just room
the
save
use of
before this
summons
for the
or
sake of it.
elixirs, and that can be done in 6 minutes, but it can also take an hour and a half.
Shoutouts.
Basically because of
Are
2
you gonna find
fights.
on there?
And,
Shoutouts to Asa. The core RTA is his baby.
Yeah, that's his baby, and it's kind of just crazy some of the arbitrary categories that have come into this game that have gotten so much
You're gonna do
attention.
Roxas? Alright.
Okay, so to note, I've never done these. This is blind as poop, so let's see how we do.
Also of note is he does run crit, so he does know the normal Roxas strat.
I'm going to give you one tip, and that is to guard.
And don't do the crit strat.
Don't do the crit strat. All right, let's go.
All right.
I felt pretty good about that.
So,
That was good.
so that was Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix.
I hope you all enjoyed.
Quick shout outs to the, I think, 25 or so people sitting in TeamSpeak at home that were probably killing all of their sleep schedules wanting to watch this run. All of them did an amazing job, and we wouldn't be here without them. So thank you, all of you guys.
Yeah, I guess I just want to say once again, I know Puexel's in the back as well. We're the old boys, along with Axel Ryman, who I hope is still watching at home. It was a real joy, I guess, starting the Kingdom Hearts community back then, back in 2000, you know, up through 2011, the last time this made an appearance. And, you know, I got to stick around and watch the entire community grow so much over the last few years. Like, everyone you see back here, this is crazy. Yeah. So many people, okay, it started with like Bloody and Riz, it felt like, and all of a sudden Biscuit, someone dragged him into actually wanting to do full game RTAs, not just this level 1. You know, we got new people like Jay Hobbs has just been on the scene for less than a year now, 6-8 months. You know, bunch of amazing people here, finding strats all the time. And not just, you know, we got to showcase one of our favorite categories in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Critical Mode, but also getting to show people speedrun Birth by Sleep all the time, 358 over 2 days, Recom, all the Kingdom Hearts games, every category you can think of, people do. So I want to plug real quick. Yeah, we have our own leaderboard system. If you want to get into learning these games, please go check out. Is it khleaderboards.com? Is what it is, yeah. We also have strat videos there. Again, I recommend following all these guys, Bloody Biscuits, Biscuit047, Terizzle, all the people who did the runs. They will help you. The YouTube videos are great. Our buddy Sonic Shadow Silver too, he has a lot of great strat videos, no damage videos of a lot of complicated fights. And I would recommend going and checking out our entire team page on Twitch, twitch.tv/team/KHSpeedruns. I asked the Kingdom Hearts speedruns that we're all a part of, and it's a surprising like 4 or 5 pages worth of runners, and pretty much any time of the day someone is running Kingdom Hearts, one of the games. So shout outs to everyone at home, shout outs to everyone for helping us get here. We love you all, and thank you very much, Mike and the crew, for having us. We love you. Thank you.